I remember in one of my interviews, they were saying how Michael had a relationship with all these countries that America didn't have. Because he was a superstar everywhere. So he would travel to all these countries and meet with these presidents and African countries and European countries. And the US didn't really like that. You know, they were kind of edgy over how powerful he was.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really a lot going on under the scenes with
I mean, you never know. I mean, I try not to look into it too deep. But I do. Michael's ahead of his time. I mean, he was rocking the mask 20 years before we rocking the mask. Now the mask is essential for everybody, and he was way ahead of his time.
He knew.
So I feel like Michael's always ahead of his time. He probably always felt a little bit on edge because, I mean, listen, he did own a lot.
Yeah.
Right, he did. So maybe we don't know about threats he may have received. We don't know about letters he may read. We don't know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he did, and maybe that made him a little bit paranoid. You know.
Would he wear the disguise, like the beard and everything?
Oh yeah, I remember when we went to buy the DVDs. He did. Yeah, when we went to go buy the DVDs, he put on a disguise. We went to Times Square at Virgin Mega Music Store at 11:30 at night. You should wear a disguise if you're Michael Jackson.
So he had the beard. He totally. Looked like an old. White dude or something.
Yeah, totally.
And you were his last producer, right?
I was the last producer that actually had a chart song with him while he was alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he passed away in 2009, were you in contact with him?
I was. I worked with him again in 2007. I went to Ireland.
Huh.
Went to Ireland to work with him, and we definitely were in contact. Leading up to that, beforehand.
Leading up to it, was he any different, or was he the same Michael that you always knew?
Nah, with me, it was just joking. Like we joked a lot, and talks about music. Like he loves music, man. So he talked about stuff that was going on, like whether it's 50 Cent being one of his favorite rappers. Huh. Like we just shoot the breeze and talk about stuff like that.
When you found out about him passing in 2009.
I didn't believe it. When I was in my lounge, my studio, and I didn't believe it. And I remember calling Janet because I was kind of starting to work with Janet a lot. And I called Janet to ask her. And I remember she just hung up so fast. It was like, I can't talk. And that was it. And that's when I knew it was real. Like, and I was like, yo, this is crazy to me that we just lost the greatest entertainer of all time,
Yeah, because at his funeral, Berry Gordy said, and I always remember this, he said, they called him the king of pop, but that is not the right title. It should be the greatest entertainer of all time. And no one disputed it.
Yeah.
Such a loss. Such a loss. And it's really, and it's kind of unfortunate because as much as we celebrate him now, he was not being celebrated like that in 2009.
No.
He was Wacko Jacko. He was the guy with the plastic surgery. He was the guy with the allegations. Yeah. It was the guy with the kids that, biologically probably were not his.
To be completely honest, like if you look at it from for 10 years, he probably felt like he was dead the way people treated him.
Yeah. Yeah. He was not loved.
I mean, can you imagine waking up knowing that you've given your heart and soul to make people move, to make people smile, to make people cry? Like you've given, since you were 8 years old, you've given everything you got to make people enjoy your art form. And you wake up and then on the front page of whatever press it says Wacko Jacko.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like just, and purely people who are trying to defame you, people who are trying to take away your character, who are trying to hurt. Like, can you imagine waking up to that? That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I'm sorry for your loss, man. I never met him, but I'm a super fan.
He was a good person, man. He had a tremendous heart, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, but his music will continue to live on.
Yeah.
For thousands of years, I feel.
Yeah.